Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This look is meant to be the Scorpion from the Devil's Carnival. This look was actually part of a voting thing I did on Facebook, basically deciding whether or not I should do Hobo Clown or the Scorpion or Wick. And I just asked you guys out there which you'd rather see for now. So yeah, so the winner was Scorpion, so here it is. So if you'd like to see how to recreate this look, stay tuned. So for this look, I don't need to block my eyebrows out, I don't need to put on a ball cap on, it's going to be hopefully nice and simple. So I'm going to jump straight in with a foundation. So the Scorpion's got a white tint to his skin. I mean, he's still flesh toned, there is still like a really pale skin tone there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my usual mixture when I want this kind of effect. I'm going to use a MAC Studio Fix Fluid Liquid Foundation in NW15. One part of that mixed with 2 parts of Snazaroo Clown White. That'll give a white wash type finish. So you'll still see a skin tone there, but it'll be mainly white. That's the idea. So I'm going to apply that all over my face and then buff that in with a kabuki brush. Also make sure to cover your neck. Well, basically any skin that's on show. I'm not going to bother with my arms, I'm just going to bother with this part just for the tutorial, but any skin that needs to be on show has to be the same colour. So the top that I'm wearing now is a similar shape to the top that I'm wearing for the costume, so it's this really low cut top. So yeah, so I'm just going to colour all of that area with the same technique. Then I can take my kabuki brush and I can buff this out just by really lightly rubbing all over this makeup, and it'll just buff out all of the streak marks. Also, don't forget to cover your ears because the ears are going to be on show. What I have started doing, because it makes it feel a whole lot better than just getting a foundation brush and covering it in your ears, I've just been getting a tiny bit of the colour and just putting it lightly on top of my kabuki brush like that. That way I can just buff it in my ears and it doesn't feel nearly as unpleasant as putting a foundation brush in your ear. So I'm then going to take some Grimace translucent powder and I'm going to press that in with a powder puff all over where I've covered with the white and then brush off the excess. I'm going to do this off camera like I usually do because otherwise it'll go everywhere. Okay, so now I can start on the eyes. There's about 3 different colours here, so I'm going to do the base first, which is the smoky dark colour that's around his circle of his eye. The shape doesn't go outside of the eyebrows at all, and it only comes down to your eye socket here. So I'm going to take some MAC Carbon Black eyeshadow and a big fluffy brush really lightly. So hardly any colour on it at all, so I don't get, because we don't want it to be black, we don't want a smoky eye, we just want that bruised effect there, but obviously it's a bit more than bruised, but you know what I mean. So I'm just going to lightly go in the whole shape of my eye, leaving out the corners of my eyes here, because they're going to have a different colour altogether. So I can go in later and darken it up when I need to, but for now I've got the shape that I want, so I know where to put the other colours. So it goes around here and follows the eyebrow around. So in the corners where I said to leave it blank, I'm going to take another MAC eyeshadow. I'm going to take Red Brick, which is like an orangey red, and I'm just going to lightly apply that, start at the back of the corners of my eye, smoking it out all the way to the end of my eyebrow. This bit might seem a bit strange to you out there, some of you guys out there, but bear with me, I think this should work. When I've paused the film, I've noticed he has the fluid line of his eye on the bottom, and the line of his eyelashes have a really like a reddish pinkish tone to it, similar to the brick eyeshadow I've just put on. So the way I'm going to get that is I'm going to apply a bright pink watercolour by Snazaroo with an angle brush just along the fluid line of my eye, not the fluid line, just a bit outside, and the lash line on both of my eyes, and I'm going to let that dry and then go over that with a red cream, and that should give me the nice sore tone that he seems to have. Then I can take a Grimace cream red and just go over that really lightly, and the 2 colours should hopefully mix. There we go, so now I can go in again with the black black MAC eyeshadow in Carbon, and I can just darken the black up. Now I know where I want to go. So that's this side done. So I've made sure there's definitely an edge, but it's not a harsh edge, it's blended slightly outwards, as it is in the film. Because in some lights, when he's further back, you can it really looks like hollows, so that's the idea. Just make sure not to make it black. We want it to be a smoky grey hint there. We don't want it to be a black colour, otherwise it just looks like he's going out in the town for smoky black eyeshadow, and we don't want that. So I'm going to do that again on this eye, and we'll get back together. This step is optional. I've just got really, really thin arched eyebrows, so I'm going to bulk them up a little bit and make them look a little bit more manly, like he is in the film. And so if you guys out there have got eyebrows like mine, follow the step. If not, it's completely up to you. So I'm just going to use a mixture of a black and, I think that's Embark, black and brown MAC eyeshadows, just alternating them, going across my own eyebrows, just making them a little bit thicker. I'm just going to put a tiny bit more of that red brick under my eyes as well, just with a big brush, just to give that hint of colour. And the eyebrow shape I went for was just quite straight across, no real arch. I've got rid of my arch a little bit by just blocking it out with the black. Bit more manly, that's the idea. And I'm just going to do a bit of contouring now, and I'm going to use my Sleek contouring palette in 374. It's the medium palette, and I'm going to be using this colour here, the darker brown. I'm going to be fairly heavy with this, but not like dramatically. I mean, the shape I want is the masculine jaw, like the Johnny Depp jaws that I usually do. Down here and then straight down. Yeah, so I'm just going to lightly brush that along my cheekbone and then down. I'm then just going to take a tiny bit of black Barry M lipstick in number 37, a tiny bit, and I'm going to be putting that on the inside of my lip, literally here, a tiny bit, so that I can blend it outwards. And then I can just take my finger and smoke it out. So the look it gives is not like he's wearing black lipstick, it's more those lips aren't healthy. Now the most important bit about this look is the hair. I was very tempted to sculpt and make a hairpiece for this because it's completely plastic, but then I thought, I mean, I'd have to do a separate tutorial teaching you guys how to make a full head. It's more like a headdress than anything else, and it just, it wouldn't be practical, to be honest. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy a really cheap Elvis wig on eBay or Amazon. I think I paid about £10 for a wig. And I went at it with scissors and hairspray and glue spray to make it as shiny as possible. And that's what I've come up with. It's not great, but it's got the flick and it's shiny. But yeah, I mean, it will do hopefully for the look. It's even got the mutton chops that I've cut into it. So yeah, hopefully that'll do. So I finished the look off by applying my wig and styling it as much as I can. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, I've tried to get the curl and the shine, so yeah, and the mutton chops. I've got a black leather jacket, a low cut white top, and a red scarf, and that is pretty much the outfit. And of course a knife. Yeah, you need a flick knife. Mine is just obviously a party shop knife because flick knives scare me. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and thanks to you all that voted on my Facebook page for this look. Speaking of which, I'll put my link there just in case you guys don't know about my Facebook page. It's where I post all my pictures of my upcoming tutorials and I discuss what tutorials I should do next for you guys. Yeah, so definitely come and join us because it's awesome and it's so much fun to talk to you guys personally. And yeah, so until next time, bye.